Oh my gosh. The Philadelphia Phillies really know, just like any Philly sports team, how to give you a gut wrenching loss. But hey, looking on the bright side, they did pretty well this series. 3 out of 4 games they won against those stinking Mets. So I'll take it. I'm Dalton from 302 Birds, joined by my co-host tonight, Brendan. How are you tonight, sir? After that painful one for sure.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. You want to win them all. You can't win them all. I guess taking 3 or 4 from the Mets isn't too bad. I know, everybody wants the 2 back-to-back sweeps. It is what it is, in my opinion. Did this suck? 100%. Was it a winnable game? 100%. Um, Small ball wins you the game on offense, and you can lose the game on small ball too. So it sucks. It was just one of them games where it just sucks.
Yeah, it definitely sucked. We got a lot to talk about tonight on our post game show for you guys, from some of the pitching changes that Brandon and I were just talking about. I know we're both Team Turnbull. We were talking about before the show, and all of this Walker stuff that's going on. To even some of the Phillies fans I saw had on their upside down rally caps at the end of the game there. Unfortunately, it didn't work for us. So let us know in the comments how you guys are feeling. But going ahead into our first topic of the night, I mean, the team finds a way to rally this year when they're down. And that's what I like overall as the theme for the Phillies. Um, they play good baseball. And, the game isn't over until it's over with them. And that showed even tonight. You're not going to win all of them. You have so many games in baseball. So, like I said, I mean, 3 out of 4 wins, I'll take it. And they showed life this game. So, there are positives to take away from this. It's not all negatives. And even though it's the Mets, I know it hurts, guys. I know it sucks. They did rally a little bit in this game and come back from a 2-0 start. So, I was happy to see that.
Yeah, 100%. I think if this game was against, anybody else, the Marlins, the Reds, the Cardinals, the Nationals, it wouldn't have sucked this bad. It's the Mets. I've went on rants on this show time after time about how much I hate the Mets, and this back-to-back little series definitely proved it. Brandon Nimmo's a dweeb for running down first base line. Jeff McNeil's a little weasel. Quintana can't pitch, but apparently he can today. Pete Alonso has the dumbest nickname in the world. Francisco Lindor is one of the most overpaid shortstops in the league. I can go on, and Mets fans just suck altogether. Up until yesterday and today, it's been a very long time since this team didn't start the game winning. Yesterday, Ranger gave up a run in the first. Taiwan gave up a run in the first today. It's been a while since the team had to battle back, but it's nice to see that they can battle back, in all honesty.
Yeah. Like they have it. You know what I mean? When they want to use it. It sucks that it couldn't happen tonight, but they know that they have that sign of life. They know that they have that extra gas in the tank when they need it. So, yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head, my man. Let's talk about the bullpen a little bit. Overall, I think that the bullpen played good. Individually, some of the players had mistakes. Defense had mistakes. There were errors made. And overall, that contributed to this loss. But overall, I think the bullpen had some good moments too. Ruiz was definitely one of them, coming in there at the end, playing a really solid 2 innings. But, and getting into our next topic, which we'll talk about here in a second, I mean, everybody's looking a little bit used up. But I mean, some of the positive takeaways, do you have any from tonight to start?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is before anybody goes out today and says the bullpen sucks, let's just take a very long minute to look at, they went 7 2/3 innings, right? It's very far few and in between how many times the team has a bullpen go 7 2/3 innings. The only reason why behind that today, so far, granted, Walker didn't go past 3 1/3, but it was because he had that line drive off his foot. The last I heard anybody talk about or saw a report on it was just that he has a contusion. In my opinion, after the way this game has went, his last one, the one before, he might be, was it either 2-0 or 3-0, but it's time to put Spencer Turnbull back in the rotation. I've said it since day one that Taijuan Walker is just an overpaid garbage baseball player. He's the Tobias Harris of the Philadelphia Phillies. I don't like it. It's time for him to go. It's time to bring Turnbull back into the rotation. I think you're wasting a lot of quality innings with Turnbull in the bullpen and not having him in the rotation. It's just not to me, the long run is just not there, right? But looking at it, like you were saying, the bullpen did really well today. Alvarado gave up 2 runs. Hoffman gave up 2 runs. Out of those 4 runs, only 1 was earned. The other 3 were unearned by what was it, either pass balls or errors, like you were talking about. But you have Strom coming in, going for an inning and 2/3. Came out of the blue, cold as all can be. Phenomenal. Kirkring, phenomenal. Soto was good. Ruiz was good. Hoffman, it's Jeff Hoffman. I think he's one of the most underrated players in baseball right now. And I think he's probably one of the top 5 relief pitchers in baseball right now, too. But at the same time, with Alvarado, he's been 8 for 8 for saves. Today just wasn't his day. And maybe it should have been a Dominguez lineup or a Dominguez outing. But when you use every single guy in the bullpen, you get down to the last of them. Alvarado hasn't pitched in a couple of days. So,
Yeah, it's tough when you use so many guys at once, like you said. I mean, and that's the frustrating part. I mean, they play well, but you guys can only play well for so long. I mean, throwing those balls that fast, your arm's going to get tired, especially when you're a designated closer. You can't be expecting these closers to come in the 9th inning and then be playing until the 11th, 12th inning. That's not what
no.
these guys are designed to do.
And let's
Sam Nelson, how you doing tonight, man? Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Let us know your comments and let us know your thoughts in the comments, Sam. I'm interested to hear what you have to say. What were you saying a second ago, Brendan? Sorry.
No, and like you were saying, this bullpen throws gas, dude. It is insane. Each one of these guys is going out there with like 97, 98, 99 mile an hour fastballs. You can't get them to go for more than 2 innings. It's just not going to be a thing. But this is an electric bullpen. I think if there was a positive of today, this bullpen could take you far. I think they're still missing on that one right-handed reliever. But other than that, it was good. I still trust Alvarado. I still trust Hoffman. It was one of those days. And it was against the Mets, and it's just when it rains, it pours.
Well said. Well said. Yeah, gut-wrenching loss. Like you just said, Brendan. When it rains, it pours. I think as a whole, for the Phillies, too, they are playing decent. Like, there's decent moments. These guys come in, they play good baseball, but even batting wise, it felt like individually there were good moments, but they couldn't just string it all together as a team when they needed to, if that makes sense. And that's going to happen as well in baseball. I totally understand that. I get it.
That makes total
one game
sense.
too. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things for the Phillies. It's just like, all right, we'll see. How do they bounce back? I guess, do they have tomorrow off or are they playing tomorrow?
No, that's the scary part. Not the scary part. You're going up against the Nationals for a 3-game series, but at the same time, you just use your entire bullpen. So hopefully, I think tomorrow should be, if you had, Walker going out today, it should be a Wheeler day tomorrow, if I remember correctly. But hopefully he can go further than his last one. And then the same thing going throughout the weekend. Then you have an off day on Monday.
And what do you think about this comment right here? Do you think Schwartz will bounce back? I mean, David Fair saying can't have Schwartz go 1 for 6.
Yeah. I give him another, 14 days until June. And then he heats up every single year in June. So granted, he went 1 for 6. There was a couple of big opportunities that he definitely missed out on. I think it was at the bottom of either the 8th or the 9th, and the same thing with him striking out at the end. Is it feasible? No. It can't be a long-term thing, but I don't see it being a long-term thing with him at all.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Kyle Schwarber is, I would say, in my opinion, probably the second most consistent guy on this team. I think Bryce Harper, not right now, obviously, that's a guy named Alec Boehm.
Yep.
But I think as a player overall, if you just look at their tenure on the Phillies, like players, I really rely on Kyle Schwarber when we need him to, and he steps up when we need him to. So I'm not worried about, a 1 for 6 game like you're saying, David. I think he'll get it together. And that's the nice thing about Kyle Schwarber is nobody's going to be harder on himself than him. How about this comment as well, Brendan? Did you have any thoughts on this?
I wholeheartedly believe that. I think this team can have 5 All-Stars this year. I think Boehm's set to be an All-Star. I think Stott can really work his way up there to be an All-Star. You have Wheeler, you have Suarez. But I think Hoffman deserves the credit. like I was saying at the beginning here, he is probably one of the most underrated players in baseball right now. And I think he's one of the top 5 relievers in all in baseball right now. So glad they inked him up for another couple years going into this year. But I love it. I think he's doing great. I think he is the star of the bullpen right now for the entire year so far.
Yeah, I love that. And then moving along. So overall, the Phillies won the series, like we've said a couple of times. Do you think that the Phillies now moving along to their next series are gonna win it against the Nationals? Do you think that they're gonna split, go 2-for-1? What's your take?
I think they're going to come out pissed after today. I think every single person in that lineup knows that they missed opportunities. Schwarber missed it. JT, Harper, Castellanos, Merrifield. Every single one of these guys know that they missed opportunities. I will say that we're watching a star in the making. I think Stott might be 10 times better than anybody anticipated him to be this year. He had that hot start last year. He had gotten a little bit of a cold start this year. But right now, he's probably one of the best players in baseball on the offensive side since what was it, maybe 3-4 weeks ago. But yeah, I think they're going to go into this national series and beat the ever living shit out of them. They're back at home. You got City Connects tomorrow. You got Wheeler on the mound. I see them taking. I could honestly see them fucking sweeping. In all honesty, I 2 out of the 3 to me. But I really think they should take all 3. The Nationals are a decent team right now, but they're not a good team.
Yeah, and like I've kept saying too, every time I come on the show, I keep saying the Phillies have a easier schedule in the beginning of the year. So winning against these shitty teams in the beginning of the year, not just winning, 2-1, making sure that you sweep them, like you said, Brendan, is crucial for the Phillies. Get the vibes good, capitalize on your mistakes from yesterday. One thing I saw tonight that I thought was interesting was Alvarado showed a lot of emotion
Yeah.
coming out there at the end. I think you could tell he was pissed. It was kind of funny because at first I thought he would Bryce Harper would at least chuck it up to him and maybe let him tag first. And I wonder if there was some teammate bad blood or something like that going on. Because right after Bryce Harper just touched it with his foot, he didn't say a word, nothing. He just like walked in cold shoulder. And then Alvarado basically just went like, fuck, or he said something and like he got pissed. He definitely showed a lot of emotion. So I think it's good to see that, the players also have like a level of caring, like an expectation for themselves. Like it's not like just like, oh, okay, it's a regular season game, I'll walk it off. I like that they hold themselves to that high level. Like when he walked off at first, I was like, dude, it's a fucking regular season game. And then I was like, wait. Hold on. Maybe we're on, let him cook. You know what I mean? Like maybe we're on to something here.
Yeah, no, that's a huge thing. I think it was the same thing as when they lost the game against the Marlins too. Was it Schwarber, I think, had his post-game interview saying that we get pissed after these games. You want to win every one of them. You know you're not going to win every one of them. But when you have games that you know you can win and you lose them, that's even more defeating than anything else when you could lose like 14-0. I think today, like a game like today can really put a fire under people's asses. I don't see too much being bad blood between like Harper and Alvarado, though. I think that was more of Harper going 1-for-4 today with a bunch of missed opportunities and him just being pissed at himself when he didn't do shit to, put them in a predicament to win.
Yeah, I think everybody was a little bit frustrated as a whole. I mean, there were just so many moments that I have so many in my notebook. I don't want to bore you guys and take you all through it, though. That's pretty much all I got tonight. I don't know if you have anything else, Brendan, that you want to say.
No, I think we hit on most of it. I think the big thing is just take the positive out of today. The bullpen was really fucking good. Went 7 2/3. You gave up 1 earned run. You had a couple pass balls, a couple errors. That's really what lost you the game. You didn't lose the game because you didn't have a command, you didn't have velocity. You lost the game because the baseball guys just weren't in your favor today. And you take 3 of 4. You go into a national series. The big thing is having starters go 7 innings because you go into a 3-game series against the Nationals. You're off on Monday, and then starting Tuesday, you have your first, in all honesty, real series of the season since the Braves series against the Rangers. So hopefully you guys can go long and the bullpen can look good through the national series and then have a first real test when people can't talk shit about the Phillies not playing anybody and they can really be ranked number 1 in the league.
Yeah. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head, man. Thank you. And also, can you let the people know I know we have something planned with UK Phillies upcoming. We had a date for that and a time, right?
Yeah, so just talked to Dave. I think it was either yesterday or the day before. And we finally set down a date and time. We're looking at May 25th, so not this Saturday coming up, but the following one. Everything for this is just anticipation for the London series. I'm super excited about it. I think a lot of baseball fanatics are excited about it because the big thing is baseball is America's pastime. It's growing. You're playing in Mexico, you're playing in Seoul, now you're playing in London. It's big. So having guys, over there that are going to have the team come to them, talk to them about what the culture is, what people are looking forward to. If anybody's actually going to London, we'll talk a little bit about that, about what you can expect, sort of thing. Eric, myself, are going to do a little bit of a back and forth conversation with Dave, and I'm super excited about it. It'll be fun, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm going to be tuned in backstage, helping out. And I think Brendan and Eric and Dave are going to put together an awesome show for you guys and just kind of compare and just talk about different cultures, what it means to be a Philly fan, what it means to be a baseball fan, what it means to be a sports fan, and just kind of just share our stories and kind of riff off each other and have some fun. So I'm very, very excited to tune into that and want to thank Brendan for setting that up because that was something really, really cool. And when he texted me that, got super duper excited. But like I said, that's all we got for you guys. I'm not going to sit here and beat a dead horse. That was a pretty gut wrenching loss. So I think you guys all know what happened. If you guys are here, please don't forget to subscribe, drop a like, drop a comment, something to thank us. We all work really hard to be here every night for you guys and make sure we can do this consistently. Other than that, that's all I got. God bless.